and welcome to In Demand. I'm Trudy Kerr.
And I'm Jane Dennis, and tonight we'll be looking at women in beauty. Is being beautiful a matter of outward appearance? And how much pressure are women under to look good all the time?
To answer that question and much more, we are joined by two of Malta's leading women in the beauty industry. First up, we're joined by Diane Nikolic, who is makeup artist to the stars and salon owner, and also Marisa Grima, who is model agency owner and beauty guru.
That's right. First up, we speak with Diane.
Diane, I am so excited to have you on the show. How lovely. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
I know you because, in actual fact, you do our makeup.
Yes.
But I've known you for quite a long time.
Yes.
And you have your own salon, you have your own beauty place, and also you are well known for doing makeup on TV and so on and so forth. So that's who you are, and I may have missed something out, but tell me, how did it start? How did you get into beauty?
Oh, a very long time ago.
10 years ago.
Very long time ago. It all started when I was young. I always wanted to be in the beauty industry. I used to take girls into the toilets at school because I went to school in England and do their makeup. And
Oh, did you?
Yes, it was always something that I wanted to do. And at 16, I had actually gone to my first beauty school in Malta.
Wow.
I had a lovely teacher called Jean Bannon, who is still, you know, I think she still teaches a little bit. So that's 30 years ago, when I had just started at 16, studying. I was always kind of really into it, so I was studying a lot and taking it really seriously. It was in that course where we were doing a bit about makeup, and they had gotten in the artist who had done James Bond, who'd done the gold lady.
When they painted
in
her
gold finger,
exactly. When she died.
And he had come in to give us a lesson and to see our work and to give us that kind of a, you know, motivation and stuff like that. So this Jean got us this really fantastic makeup artist to look at our work and to give us this day. And I was doing my job and everything, and I got my model in and everything. And he got me to the side and he told me, listen, you have a very good talent here.
Wow,
don't let it go. And if you need anything, you call me. And he gave me all his details.
No way, really?
Yes.
Wow.
So, I mean, that helps. When someone does that to you, someone who's in such a high position and tells you, listen, don't let go of this because you have, you know, this huge talent for makeup and you should continue in this path. Obviously, that helps a lot.
Yeah. So was it that a motivator, or did you call on him and
No, I love, you know, makeup since I was tiny. So
there's never been anything else. This is what you wanted to do.
No, that is what I wanted. That was the path I wanted. I love beauty. I love it till today.
Yeah.
But then there was this lady who had come to Malta looking for a beauty therapist to go to learn about her skincare and so on. And Jean told her, listen, my best student is Diane. And that time I was Borch, not Nikolic.
Okay.
So she was looking for me everywhere because she couldn't get through to me. There was no mobiles those days. Finally got through to me and she told me, listen, can you come to England to study about the skincare and everything? And she took me there. Another big motivation, because obviously if someone's that interested in you.
Of course.
So I went to study there and it was hard studying. She is one tough cookie, this woman who was teaching me. There was like hours and hours of teaching on skincare.
Wow, just on skincare?
Just on skincare.
Good grief.
But hours and hours of training from morning till night because she had to do it all in a crush course.
Sure.
How much stuff is there to learn? See, I'm so ignorant to this. I just think,
me too.
You know,
Moisturiser.
That is just about a skincare line I'm talking about. But she wanted me to learn all the ingredients, what's in it, what makes the skincare and everything.
Wow.
Well, that's great, because actually, I have a technical question. So some makeup, like the makeup I would normally buy, is very cheap, and some makeup seems to be extremely expensive.
It's nice of you to say that on it.
Yeah, it's true. Now, why would I invest more money in spending?
Let me explain.
Please explain.
Why is a brand more expensive than another? Okay, so let's imagine that you've got powder and they want to make a loose powder or eyeshadow with it. So they get a big sack of this powder and with colour or whatever. Now, some brands will have the budget or decide, I'm going to make an expensive product. So they take it to a special factory where this powder will be treated. Okay, so it's crushed and grinded and oils and whatever are added to the powder to make it more better so the skin can accept it more.
Okay.
The other one, which is cheaper, has not been treated. Therefore, what happens is they're so big, the molecules of the powder, you know, each one is so big that it goes on the face and comes off again.
I see.
So that is why a more expensive brand is actually better,
It's
because
better.
they spend money on taking it to a factory.
Okay, now...
It's not just the packaging.
And it's very expensive to
here's the
take
thing
it to
then,
that
right,
factory.
On that same note then, I'm not planning to eat my makeup.
No.
But it always has an expiry date on it, which means...
Makeup or skincare? Because makeup, not a lot of it
Not
has
a lot,
expiry.
no. Okay, probably the cheap stuff. So if this is toxic
use
after
it
this
by the
day,
end of the
No,
week.
let me tell you, this is this is what I say to my clients. If you open it and it smells bad, throw it away.
Okay.
If you see a lip gloss or a foundation that is, you know, the oil is on this part and then yellowy stuff is at the bottom, throw it away.
I need to go home and
It will
clear out my
show you.
bathroom cupboard.
Oh, is it generally so? Powders generally don't have an expiry date. It's just lip glosses or something that has liquid in
I
it.
think makeup, they don't usually put expiry dates on makeup.
Right.
But you can tell. You'll smell it. If
Okay.
it smells gone, if the smell is gone, don't keep doing it on your
She's
lips.
looking at me.
Don't-
She's looking at me as if to say, if it smells when you go home, put it in the bin. We'll pretend we didn't have this conversation on air.
Okay.
I should be going home sniffing my makeup bag.
Yeah.
I'm going to, because we're talking about this, but I just have, before we move on too far, I'm coming back to a question that, just from what you were saying before. Did you phone James Bond?
No, I didn't. Not
You never
James
called
Bond,
him?
the guy from James.
The guy from-
makeup
yeah,
artist.
yeah. You
no,
never
I
called
never
him?
did. I felt, no.
Do you still have his number?
Maybe somewhere.
Yeah, you should call him.
He's
now.
probably dead. That's 30 years ago, love. He was older then. Poor sod. He's really old now.
Oh, bless him. If he's watching, yeah, she's going to call you soon, OK? Very, very,
No,
very
just
funny.
tell him I made it. Hey, not bad. I
Yeah, exactly.
hear him moderately.
So you said yourself you've been in the industry for over 30 years, or 30 years, let's say.
Not over
30. OK, just under 30
Bang on.
years. How has the industry changed, apart from makeup having changed and so on and so forth, and treatments changed, but how has the actual industry changed? How's what you talked about? You went in and looked at products and learnt the products. I mean, is that changed now?
Well, I think the difference between now and before is beauty has become more serious for me, because the products that we're using nowadays are much more serious than products that we used to use many years ago. They're not just, sometimes they're not just the cream, you know, they're doing a lot more. Beauty treatments are becoming, as you know, there's a lot more beauty treatments in the market. There's so many more deeper, like peels are here and stuff like. Before, a facial used to be basically you're cleaning the face, you're removing blackheads or whatever. Put any mask on and that's it. Now it's gone much, much stronger with machinery or peels and stuff like that. So in that source, I think we're getting a bit stronger in the field to make a change in skin.
Right.
Do you understand?
So does that mean that people can look, I mean, younger for longer? Does that change people's expectations?
I really believe, well, it depends. Yes, you can, because nowadays you can go to doctors, they can inject you and you can look younger for longer. But there are other ways that you can do it naturally as well.
Are there?
If you're wise enough to use the right products which contain the right ingredients, yes, you can take care of your skin, you can maintain it for longer. You won't look, I mean, you won't wrinkle so far. But the best trick of all is just staying away from the sun.
Is it?
Oh.
Yeah.
And is this
That's pretty tricky here, isn't it?
And
this
using
is-
right creams.
This is obviously something you live by, your regimes, because your skin is beautiful. So do you not go out in the sun?
Well, I go out in the sun with protection, but I won't sit in the sun and actually bake.
Right.
That's the worst thing you can do
That's
to
the
your
absolute
skin.
worst.
Yes, and if our kids, our children, realise this from now, or we protect our children and we teach them that they cannot bake in the sun. Just because the tan looks great, they will save their skin.
I think that about children today, because I think when we were children, you know, my mum probably slapped a little bit of ombre solaire oil on me that didn't even have a factor on it, I would imagine. Why I look the way I do, probably. But my kids are just completely covered from head to toe in factor 50 the minute they set foot out of the house, to the extent that they don't have freckles or anything like that these days. Whereas when I was a child, everyone had freckles. It was really normal.
I mean, I was going to ask, because we're talking about the evolution of the industry. When I was a kid, which was only a couple of years ago, but when I was a kid, we went out and we put olive oil on our skin and lemon in our hair.
Because
no one told us that it was wrong.
A very famous, I will only say her first name because we can't say it on air, the second name, Coco.
Somebody.
She
the clown.
had come up with the theory that we should have a suntan. The fashion was to have a suntan.
Yes, that's right.
And it was there because before that, women had to be white, extremely white. They had to stay away from the sun.
Right.
They used to put leeches on to drain
Because
their
I
blood
think,
out
wasn't
of
that
their
because,
skin.
yeah,
Yes.
that was because it showed that you had money, because it was the working woman that would be out in the sun and would obviously look brown. And then, so I see. But I love the fact that my children, I think, are going to look amazing as they get older, because they're covered. I think this generation is going to look so much better than all of us, obviously, because we've taught them well.
Yes, the trick is stay out of the sun. Try and find creams that contain vitamin A, because it actually is proven now scientifically that it does help to keep the skin younger.
OK,
Gosh.
that's a good tip. So if somebody had 10 minutes to get ready, Diane, they're at home.
10 minutes.
So you get the call. And you had 10 minutes to get ready.
Hot day.
Should they? Yeah, hot day, whatever it is, going out of the house. What should they concentrate on?
A light reflecting concealer under the eyes.
Under the eyes.
A quick dab of foundation everywhere with your fingers.
OK.
Some mascara, lots of it, and a lip gloss.
And that's it.
That's it.
I mean, or a lipstick. You know, if you have great skin, great coloured skin, because us Maltese, we have a great coloured skin.
Yeah, very
but not
much so.
everyone suits the red lipstick as much as you guys do. You know, the lighter the skin, the paler the skin, the more red lipstick looks great on them. But if it suits you, then you just dress yourself up, you know, with that bright lipstick.
So you're saying that that for a darker skin, a red lipstick doesn't look so good?
It depends on which kind of red. You have to be really careful, and we have to stay away with the darker skin with bronze colours. We tend to love the bronze, browny colours, and they don't suit us.
Fair enough. Listen, I'm having a great time.
Yes.
I'm having a fabulous time.
Loads.
I feel like I'm actually going to be able to put makeup on properly after this show.
Yeah, right.
Thanks so much indeed. I'll leave that to you. We're going to come back. We're going to actually speak with Marisa, and then we're going to have a little bit of discussion in the third part. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Come back in just a few minutes for much more of the same.
Welcome back to In Demand, where we've been joined by Marisa Grima. Lovely to have you here, Marisa.
Hello, thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Very, very welcome indeed.
Really nice, thank you.
Good. Now, you are a model agency owner. You've got your own salon and you're a stylist.
Yes.
How much of what you do is about making people look good, and how much of what you do is about making them feel good?
Well, I think all three center around the same thing.
Yeah.
With the agency, we have the models who obviously have to look very good, and with the models' help, obviously, we get to show people what clothes and trends should look like. Then with the salon, obviously it speaks for itself, and then there's me. I sometimes can be a bit critical, but it is constructive criticism. It is not just criticism purely for criticizing someone. So if there's something that I do not like, okay, let's rephrase
Marisa,
that.
can I just tell you, at that point, I'm now really nervous.
Yes, I am.
I'm sitting here going, is she looking
How
at
are we
what
doing?
wearing?
Yeah.
We had stylists. Sorry,
Okay,
didn't interrupt.
okay. because when I came in and I saw your top, I think it needed a belt in the waist. See?
There you go. I never would have thought of that. Didn't mean to interrupt. No, but now I'm going to be paranoid for the rest of the show.
It's her job, eh?
Yes, because I think when I came in and I saw you, I said, I hope she's going to wear a belt, because the belt would have given you a bit of a waist.
And she has got a very nice... I don't say many nice things about Trudy, but she has got a very nice waist.
So are you constantly, in that case, because you're talking about, just in answering Jane's question, I guess, does that mean you're constantly looking at, that would look really nice if that was like this?
Unfortunately, it just comes natural. I don't even try.
Wow, can I get your phone number and come and see you every morning?
And obviously I try to, well, I do it to myself as well. I'm constantly about proportions. It's all about proportions and how I see people and how I see myself, obviously. I'm quite petite, so I make sure that whatever I wear, it goes according to my body shape.
Right.
And that is something that should be for everyone. It's not just me, because if everyone actually looked at their body proportions, clothes that they choose would look so much better for that particular figure. It's not what suits you and what doesn't suit you. It is what you should wear for your body type. It is that simple. And if everyone just made that little bit of effort to study their body type and what looks good and doesn't, then there'll be less people making mistakes on the way that they look.
It's funny because you're actually mentioning exactly the same point that one of our other guests, who is a stylist, who's been on one of the other shows, said exactly the same thing. That the most important thing is about the body shape. And I was going to ask you, you know, what's the best and worst thing that you can do as a person with regards to your beauty or your image regime? And would you say that's the most important? What's the best?
Because Diane was talking about, you know, skincare. And I guess, what would you say?
Well, I mean, this is a very generic question, because obviously every body type has its ups and downs and
quite literally.
Literally, you know. So, for example, if you are slightly fuller on the bust, avoid horizontal stripes.
Right.
And unfortunately, and this is I cannot understand, a lot of brands who cater for, so let's say fashion, but clothes that we need to wear.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's fashion and then there are clothes. Okay? Basic clothes that we need for every day. They cater for size 16, 18, 20, and you see tops in horizontal stripes.
Right.
And I say, you don't blame these people, because if they find them for them to buy, then they must say, oh, this is okay for me. But it's not the case.
Yeah.
Even sometimes I obviously, because of the nature of my work, I get to go around a lot of shops. And for example, I see a style of dress that looks very nice, up to size 10,
right,
on a body type. From 10 onwards, don't produce it. Don't keep on going up to a size 18, because that person is going to look ridiculous in that outfit. Ridiculous.
Marisa,
why do they do this, the companies? Why?
Brilliant, of course.
Why?
So they don't have stylists, clearly.
Clearly.
On that point, then, you're talking about different shapes and sizes and the way that different companies create different looks and things that people should and shouldn't be wearing. You've got a model agency.
Yes.
And I don't know much about model agencies, but it seems to me that most people seem to be young, thin, beautiful. How can I will use me as an example, compare myself when I look at these wonderful-looking people as I'm slowly degenerating?
No, you look beautiful. You look beautiful. Stop criticizing yourself. You're beautiful.
So as I change and mature, how can I compare, like we all do, gracefully and beautifully? How can I compare myself to this? And what is it that I'm looking for to inspire me?
Okay, I get asked this question a lot of times. Yes, because obviously, no.
Please answer it, though.
And it's very, and it's a very legitimate question. Now, I'm going to answer in two ways. First, when it comes to fashion shows, I get asked only to use size 8 models. Full stop. So, then when it comes to styling, then I have to be a bit creative in styling in a way that can translate to the general public. But then I have ways of doing this, and by doing this I know what the general public in the fashion show are going to be. So for example, if I know that I have to style a show for a particular audience, I will cater for that particular audience.
Okay.
I don't just go generic.
Okay.
No.
So if you had an audience that you knew was going to be maybe a little bit older, the
Yes.
brand is a little bit older,
Yes.
you'd actually
Yes.
tailor that
Yes.
for that.
Yes.
Wow.
Full stop. Yes.
That's, I mean, that's really refreshing
Yes.
to hear.
Yes.
So in other words, as Jane gets a little bit older and starts to degenerate.
I could be one of your models.
Well, you know, I'll love to have you on my books.
Oh, that's it. I'm
Because you're
doing
so
it.
beautiful.
I'm in.
You
That's it.
are,
I'm
you
in.
are.
I'm in.
You
So
are.
do you then to your model agency? You have other people other than the people that
Yes.
we would think of as models.
Yes, of course. I mean, yes, on an agency books you have to have quite a choice of models, but and ages and sizes. But then when it comes to fashion shows, I am asked that I need to have models of a particular height
Yeah.
and size. But then it's up to me when I do the styling that I make sure that I cater for that particular audience. I always do that.
How and where do you find models?
I scout.
Okay, what
I'm
does
always
that mean?
scouting. I've been scouting. Diane has been 30 years in the business. I've been 30 years in the business as well.
I used to
that's-
watch her scout. She used to go, she's good.
Really?
You see someone in
Yeah.
the middle of the
Yeah.
street, she's good. She's like
I-
a bunny. She's like a deer. She's like a...
I remember once Diane calling me, and we were doing a competition, a model competition, but it was for a face. And I remember Diane calling me. She told me, Mar, have you seen this girl walk? Katrina Tart.
Catherine, yes.
I told her, no, not yet.
Come and see her.
Come and see her. And boy, could this girl model on the catwalk. Oh
Catherine.
my God. She was fantastic.
So do you find yourself chasing people up the street,
Oh, yes,
literally?
constantly.
Really?
Yeah, literally. I mean, the last girl that I scouted, her name is Abigail, but I shortened it to Abby because I have a Gabby. I have two Gabbies, Gabrielle and Gabby, so I needed someone with a fresh name, so now she's Abby
She's
on
Abby.
the books. And I literally I drive a bike and I'm always like a mad woman. So obviously to avoid the traffic, I always have my shortcut.
Sure.
And a storm was coming. So I was trying to make time to run away from the storm.
Right.
But I had bags full of clothes because I'm always carrying clothes and I don't want to get them wet. So I am going through the secondary roads, and I go, and all of a sudden I see these long legs crossing the road. And I go like this, and in my mind I'm saying, should I avoid the rain or should I stop? My mind
You
is
had to
it's the
stop,
long
babe.
legs. I need
Those long
so
legs.
I quickly stopped, and this girl is crossing the road, and I'm going to her. Please note, I'm wearing a crash helmet, jacket up to here, and a scarf, and specs. So this girl cannot see my face. And I'm going like, you. And she's going like, yes, you. And come, I told her.
Did she come?
She go running
She
off
didn't
the-
think you were a mad woman and just ran off.
But I prepared myself. I told her, hi, I know I seem like a mad woman. I don't know if you know who I am. My name is Marisa. I think it'll be great as a model. Do you model? And she's going, no. And I got out my card. I gave it to her. I told her, go on the website, have a look and see who I am, what I do. And if you're interested, contact me. And she did.
Fantastic.
I have one for you.
Good, tell me after.
Very tall.
Good.
Listen, we talk a lot about fashion and we talk about beauty, we talk about women.
Yes.
How much of what you do involves men? Has it changed? Are men involved in the industry at all? I mean, I know that you'd have male models, but
Yes.
how much has that changed? Has it evolved?
I would say it hasn't evolved that much. It's still a business centered around women.
Okay.
Yeah.
So men...
I mean, I do get obviously requests for men, and I do have men on my books, and I am asked, to provide men for certain specific products or whatever it is. But no, it is more centered around even ratio-wise. If I have a fashion show, the ratio is always I would say 80-20.
So would that suggest that men actually aren't interested in, for want of a better word, beauty and skin and fashion, or just that they're easier to look after? No.
What I think is that a good percentage of men don't really think that they need anything to help themselves.
Is that a legitimate thought in their mind, do you think?
I would say yes.
What, that they don't need any help?
Yeah.
Don't they?
They think that they don't, but they do.
But they do.
But they do.
Right. So it's not legitimate.
Oh, sorry,
They're
okay.
delusional.
Okay.
So for the men that are watching the show, you need some work.
But then you get a lot of them, they leave it up to their wife or their mother or whoever is taking care of them.
do something.
To choose their clothes, to buy their clothes, to put the outfit together in the morning.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Ask around. Ask. And see if I am right.
I most certainly would. Good grief.
I do that with my son, but he's 8. So I think that's probably
My partner
fair, isn't
doesn't. I don't prepare his clothes in the morning or anything like that. But when it comes to choosing clothes, we go together.
Go together.
Because he has a clue, but not as much as me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I would more.
And sometimes I pity men because I'll be like in the shops, you know, when you see them coming in on their own and they're going like
Yes, they're clueless. Oh.
clueless.
But that makes them more macho and
Oh,
nice.
yeah, so but my heart goes out to them, you know. They're clueless. Look at them. They're looking. And if a sales girl comes up to them and she gives them something, they will buy it.
Yes.
They are the easiest people to sell to.
Yes.
Men.
Yes, yeah.
I'm so in the
Definitely.
wrong industry.
Men.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, ladies, it's absolutely, and Marisa, it's been lovely to talk to you. Absolutely fantastic. We're going to carry on in just a moment. We have to take a break, but don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Join us back in just a few minutes.
Welcome back to In Demand, where we're talking to the lovely Diane and Marisa. Welcome back, ladies. Ladies, I'd like to ask you more about the generic beauty industry. Do you think that the beauty industry encourages women to be beautiful, or do you think that women demand an industry that supports being beautiful?
I think both.
Both.
Definitely both.
I mean, just go back to the Egyptian times. Cleopatra.
Okay.
Nefertiti. I mean, they were all. We all know that they used beauty products back then. So I think it's us women.
I think it's going a bit over the top now.
Do you?
Me personally.
Says the woman
Yes.
with her own industry, yes.
No, as in, I think women are not accepting that, listen, let's say I'm 60, but they want to look 40 or
Right.
30.
Okay.
I mean, I believe a lot in growing old gracefully.
Yeah.
I
I'm the
believe
same.
in respecting yourself
I'm the same.
enough to take care of yourself. But there are ways to do it, and you can... So what if you've got a few wrinkles?
Wrinkles.
I think it's more ridiculous when you're so pumped up that you look older because you
Exactly.
really look like, oh, she's really trying.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, they don't see it. This is the funny thing. We see it,
Yeah.
but they don't.
No.
And I keep
We were having
staring
that
at their
conversation earlier
face and
today.
I'm like,
Yeah, I'm the same.
yeah, what's she done, you know? And I'm
I
thinking,
can't
oh,
look at the
there's-
face.
I
I cannot. Because my eyes, like for example, Nicole Kidman.
She's really done it.
Exactly.
Has
Why?
she?
What's she done? What's she done?
done?
Oh, she's been doing it for a long
been
time.
What's she doing? Show
Her
us.
lips. Look at her lips when she was starting out with Tom Cruise. They're very thin, and now they're all pumped up.
Okay.
When I remember going to watch this film, The Golden Compass,
Yes.
and I couldn't watch the film because her face was expressionless. She was like
Yeah, definitely.
expressionless.
But
She
is it-
was.
She's a bit better now. She's calmed down.
But isn't there a pressure on those women
Yeah.
to maintain a level of
Yes.
beauty?
Yes.
It's so difficult for them
Yeah.
because you're on camera, you know what it's like. You see
Yes.
yourself on television. I mean, you cannot imagine how skinny these actresses are.
Yes.
Of course.
We see them on TV looking
Yes.
normal.
Yes.
If you see them next, like Angelina Jolie,
Yep.
whoever's seen her live, she's like bone.
Yes.
Yes.
But on TV, she will look normal because television makes you look bigger.
Well, I think that leads me on to a question that I really want to ask you, ladies, because exactly that point. One of the problems that we have with the beauty industry is that so much of what we see, photographs or say, film or whatever it is so retouched,
Yeah.
so over the top.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the graphic design industry, of course you retouch a
Right.
photograph before you put it out there, which means not even the model can look as
Yep.
good as that
No,
photograph.
not even.
Yep.
So
Sometimes
how-
they even...
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
I've been watching that recently. I mean, you learn in graphic design, you learn how to do that, which means that that's totally unobtainable. How do you, both of you, in your different roles in beauty, how do you manage those expectations? Because surely you must have women coming to you saying, I want to look like that. And in actual fact, do you turn around and say that's
I'm very
impossible?
honest.
I'm very honest. I'm the same.
Yeah.
I'm the
Sometimes
same.
they come and they'll tell me, do you think that facial is going to give me a lift? And I tell them, listen, honey, forget it.
you
If
know-
I was a doctor, I could tell you, yes, I can guarantee a lift
Yeah.
for you, but I'd have to cut and pull.
Yeah.
Oh,
But doing a facial and it's going to give you a lift, there's no such thing. It will make your skin look better, the facials that we can give you. it will make your skin glow, it will give you a good treatment to your skin, but it's not going to do a miracle. No.
But do you think that's what's driving women to raise their expectations, to have to go for plastic surgery? Because that's what we're seeing, that's what we're seeing
very
out
true.
there.
If only these women see what we see. Like, for example, I've just had a shoot for a magazine that's coming out tomorrow, and this photographer that I worked with on this particular shoot, his full-time job is exactly this, but for an international company, not local. So he gets to edit all these huge stars. And he showed me, for example, Monica Bellucci before and after, for a perfume company.
Of course.
And you just see Monica, and apparently she wasn't happy with the end result, but hey, she's 51. What, she can't look 21?
Yes.
She can't. And you see all the wrinkles and the age spots that she has, and she had makeup on.
But then
That wasn't a very good makeup artist, was it?
Exactly what I said. That's what
I like
said.
Diane
Monica,
getting
you
straight
come
in there.
today, you know?
Diane.
Of course.
Well, but the problem
Yes.
is, the problem with that is that then surely drives women all over the place to feel even more insecure about the way that they
Yes.
look and
Unfortunately,
continue.
yes. Yes.
Because I can
Yes.
remember that there are certain things that were coming out when I was in my teens that were, you know, illnesses, anorexia, eating disorders and so on and so forth, because that was the beginning of this unobtainable image that was being portrayed in the media.
I think, I'm going to be really honest here. Do you know what I think is happening as well? I think that in this time, there's a lot of people getting divorced and separated and stuff like that. And I think it's sometimes women, not all, I'm not saying all, but there's lack of attention, or they you know, they want to end up with someone, so they think that, you know, if I look younger, I'm going to get a man. Or they have maybe a partner that's not
Giving them
enough attention.
Yes.
So I think it's an attention seeking,
yes.
because I think if you're happy, you know, and you have the attention, and your partner's telling you, oh, you look nice, or I think you don't really...
I've got a partner.
I think
I don't think he does
ultimately...
that,
Not all cases, because
But I
you have
think
to be clear
ultimately
here.
what every woman should keep in mind is that she should make herself happy and not get approval from anyone else. Just be happy in your own skin.
I know, but
But
it's
then if you're
easier said
looking
than
for,
done.
but if you're looking for, whether you're looking for approval or not, when you thumb through the magazines or when you look at things, you're surrounded by attractive people on the television, in the media, in newspapers. There's very few images of people selling you things that you're looking at, or famous people who don't look great. And if people don't look great, then we're kind of vilifying them, saying, "Oh, look, they don't look fantastic at the moment." So it's not. I don't know. You know, it's not just about not getting attention, perhaps, but it's also about the fact that wherever you look, there's nothing that looks normal, that looks like the familiarity that you have when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, or you look at your husband, or you look at whoever it is. That, you know, that look, which is really what we all look like.
But I still believe that when you're... I mean, I wake up in the morning and I look at the mirror and I say, oh, God, I'm 45 and I'm really looking to look like I'm 45. But so what? I'm
still look
45.
But you're 45, yeah.
Yes,
lovely.
so
There's
what,
that.
you know? I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
I'm the same.
So
I'm
far,
51. I don't care. And I
Guys,
say
the pair of you are moaning as if you don't. You look gorgeous.
They do.
That's it. I'm 51.
And
There's a
mind you,
question. So
listen.
you're in the industry. You're in the industry. How much pressure is there on you to look good all of the time? Do you think that there's an expectation that you have to look good?
Yes, for me,
Well,
definitely.
Yeah, even for me, but clothes-wise, I
Yes.
would say. But then again, I love it. So for me, it is not an
So
effort.
you're not going... Yeah.
For me, it comes naturally. And I've always been like this. Always.
Yes, always loved looking.
I've always loved dressing up. I used to sew clothes before, you know, obviously when they weren't so available. So it's always been there. So for me, it is not an effort, because people tell me, oh, you must prepare your outfits some days. But no, I don't. I just open the wardrobe and just chuck something on, you know. It's just you have to have good functioning wardrobe.
Yes.
That is the trick to it all.
Yes.
To make sure that you have pieces that are basic and some standout pieces that you can mix together.
Okay.
So you look a bit different, you know. But regarding looks, I don't feel any pressure. Sorry, Di, I don't do anything to my face. I don't, you know. I'm very. I just put on some cream and that's it. I am like that. Then.
But do you go in the sun?
No,
There you go.
no, I don't.
I've really learned something because
No,
I mean,
of
having
course.
grown up in the UK and not coming to Malta until 10 years ago, obviously I have to confess, you know, I got to Malta and went, oh my goodness, this is 30 years
Yeah.
of sun that I haven't seen. So obviously went out and went, yes, hello, sunshine. But having had 30 years prior to that,
Yes,
where
that
you never
saves you.
saw the sun,
Of course.
you never saw the sun. And even now, I've noticed that you talking about the sun, if there is one thing in yours that I'm going to take, your part of the show that I'm going to take away is just that the sun is your worst enemy,
Yeah,
as I understand.
And a lot lot of alcohol.
Ah,
I don't drink alcohol. I've never done. I'm
Right.
a
You're
teetotaler.
going to
That's
drink
your
every
secret.
day. you're
that's why
gonna
you
get
look absolutely
wrinkled.
gorgeous.
No, I've never drunk alcohol.
Alcohol is
No,
also.
I don't.
No, no.
It sounds like all
alcohol
the
is very
fun
bad.
gone out my life.
Everything you
no
exceed
sun,
is
no
bad.
alcohol.
Exactly.
Anything
exactly.
you exceed
But
is
listen,
bad.
I've had my time when I used to bake in the sun when I was younger, literally bake in the sun, you know. But then, as you grow older, you realize it's not good for you, you know. So then you stop.
You just got too busy, Marisa. You didn't have time to go to
It's very true.
You know what bothers me? The question before is the pressure you were saying, because people don't realise that I'm a size 8, really.
Yes. Well,
You
we know
but
that
the
because we're
television
looking
makes
at
you
you.
look bigger.
Yeah,
but
well,
really,
we
truly,
know
I
that.
am
Yes,
size 8.
she's a size 8. It's true.
It's television. It just makes you wider.
Of course.
Ladies, do you think that this we're talking about it now? We're talking about the beauty industry, and we're saying that, you know, from Cleopatra's time, women have been interested in beauty. Do you think not obsession but interest in beauty stops women focusing on more serious issues?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Fortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think some of us get too carried away.
I would get a one-off, because I have lovely clients at my salon. I am blessed with the most wonderful clients. But I would get a one-off where someone would come in and they would say, oh, I'm so miserable. I'm so miserable. And I say, what happened, dear? I've got a line here. I think, oh, for crying out loud. And then I grab her and I tell her, is your family healthy?
Yes.
Is your, you know, is
Yeah.
everything okay? Yes. So why are you crying?
Yeah.
You know, it's just a line.
And what about world affairs and politics or finances or things that are big issues? Do you think women don't tend to become... You're busy thinking about looking good and busy about that,
no,
it detracts from
no, I don't think it's
current
to that
affairs?
extent,
No.
no. But with current affairs, I personally am not interested.
No.
No.
I am not. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't watch any news because it's all gloom and doom.
Yes.
It's all negative. Tell us something that's positive. Make us happy, make us laugh.
Yes.
Because that one died there and that one committed suicide and so many people were bombed and this and
That's
that.
true.
For goodness sake, what about all the good things that happen?
It's
Why
very
aren't we
true.
told these things? Why?
But you know
Make
why?
happy news, eh?
But you know why? Because it's not, well, certainly in the case of abroad, my experience has been, well, that's not something that's going to get people to switch on. And people are wanting to hear very much
Because we've
that
been
tabloid.
conditioned.
Of course.
Because we've been
of course.
conditioned.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, that's the way that it's...
I never watch films that make me unhappy. Why should I spend 3 hours of my time watching a film which makes me cry?
This is a passion point for
Why?
Marisa. She really feels strongly
But
about this. Good for
why?
you.
I want to be informed. I want to learn something in those 3 hours. If
Yeah.
I'm going to spend 3 hours, I want to learn something, or I either want to be
Entertained. Yep.
and laugh.
Favourite film?
I want to laugh. Favourite film? Well, there's so many, but happy films.
Love
Oh,
Actually.
yes.
That's hard film.
And I watched a really, really good film starting, Begin Again. Keira Knightley and Mark Ruffalo
Okay.
and Adam Levine. Maroon 5.
Oh, yeah, I met
But
him.
arguably, ladies, arguably...
I met him backstage.
You met him? Oh, see, that one.
The news reports what's happening. So there are terrible things that are going on around the world, and you know, and we need to know about them. And there's things we need to do. We need to help change.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is when we're looking at things that we could help change, are we neglecting that and looking at, oh well, you know, I don't really want to look at that, but I'm happy to talk about makeup and looking good or going shopping. You know, I'm going shopping, but I'm not going to watch the news because it's too miserable and too boring. And then we're allowing that to become something that then becomes male dominated and let the men fix it because we're focusing on something.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true? Do you think that
Are
happens?
we becoming more materialistic?
Yeah, do you think that we become
Women?
diverted and focused on things that
think
are not so...
Not to that extreme, but I do think that there is a bit too much going on about looking perfect. You don't need to look absolutely, you know, pulled up and everything. You just need to accept, you know.
And I feel, the question that you asked, I feel that even if there is need for change, there are powers up high that make sure that they don't. 25, 35 years ago, I used to see all these appeals for children in Ethiopia, you know, because they're hungry, give us money. And it's still the same thing.
Okay, so but it's not the fact that we're distracted into doing something that's not so serious.
No,
that
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I mean, personally, that's what I think. I think there are, you know, higher powers that make sure that they control everything, and no matter what you and I say, it's going to happen that way.
Okay.
So for me, it's a waste of time.
Okay.
So I just get on with my own little life and my own happy, and let the others take care of the rest. I'm sorry, but that's the way how I feel about
Everyone
these
has
things,
his
you know.
job, doesn't they? Don't they?
Yeah.
There are people who take care of
Yeah.
that. No, I still believe you have to be interested in what's going on around you. But I'm a little bit like Marisa. I don't like to get down. I love being
That's why we're
on a
always
high.
happy.
I'm always, yeah.
We're always happy.
But do you think that's then helps you become part of that industry? Then it's an industry that makes people feel good about themselves. So you've naturally gone into an industry that makes people feel
Yeah.
happy about themselves.
Yeah. But my message is this: first, be happy with yourself. First, make sure that whatever you're doing in your life, make sure it is what you want to do,
Respect yourself.
not what people are imposing or thinking that you should be doing.
Yeah.
Listen to your heart and what your heart is saying, because if you are true to your heart, then you are true to yourself.
Can I ask you something? That in my experience, comes with a certain amount of maturity.
Yes.
As I've gotten older, I've realised that actually what I look like is much less important than what I'm saying or how I'm conveying myself. Would you not say that as you know, exactly? And that message, as you've just said, Diane, that beauty comes from inside, is something that you learn as you get older. That's not something that if someone had come to me as a 20-year-old and told me that, I'd have gone, that's nice, but I'm still going to spend ages doing my hair and so on.
It's funny that you're saying this, because when I was younger, I used to model.
Right.
So I had a contradiction here. I looked in a certain way. So people used to see me in a certain way, but I did not see myself in that way. And I used to get very, very angry, if I don't want to use another word, when I was complimented about the way I look. And I used to say, please, tell me something about how I think.
Okay.
Don't judge me on the way I look. I used to hate that.
Wow.
Always.
Well, let's be honest here now. We're four women here. We can talk about it.
Yes.
Let's put two women
We don't
on
care
a
who's
chair
watching us.
and some men, right? A beautiful blonde, or not blonde here, a beautiful woman, brunette, whatever, who's perfect, full of makeup and absolutely Botoxed up and everything and perfect and, you know, and a normal girl next to each other, but one has a wonderful, warm, funny character who's got a wonderful character,
And she's
the other one
intelligent.
is really boring.
And she's intelligent.
And intelligent. Well, the other one could be
Could be
intelligent,
intelligent,
but she might be
okay.
negative, or
Okay.
she might
Okay.
be, you know, just boring. Who do you think the men would want? Obviously, the smile and the character and the, you know, I think that is the most important thing. I've met women who I've said, oh my God, she's just stunning, isn't she? She walks in and you know you want to throw up because she's so gorgeous, and you think, oh, find out now, why is she so gorgeous? And you know, after a while you talk to them and you think, you know what, forget it.
Yeah.
Nothing's coming. And then I've met some people who I thought, oh my God, you know, not that great, kind of.
But personality
then,
plus.
every day they look more beautiful.
That's what I was going to say. So
That's
you
it.
feel then that when you start speaking to somebody that you start to, because I think that, I think you forget what people, once you start to know when you forget what they look like, it's a first impression thing. That's interesting.
Ladies, unfortunately,
Are we done?
we've run out of time. But what a really, really good point to end the show on. And I'm really pleased that you've said, both of you said that. And that's a really, really, I feel very refreshed. I'm going to go out first thing tomorrow morning and buy a belt.
I'm going to throw my makeup
I'm now
bag
horribly
into the
paranoid.
bin.
You're throwing all your makeup out.
Or even a ribbon. I mean, this is necessary.
Whatever.
Shoestring, don't care, gonna go get something. She's throwing out all her makeup and all her. So we have both learned so much this evening talking to you, and it's been absolutely fantastic. And I wish you both from both of us. All the very best
All the
in
best.
everything that you do, and hope to obviously speak to you and have you on the show again at some point.
Yes, thank you
Thank
very much.
you. Thank you.
This has been In Demand, and next week we'll be talking to some more fabulous women.
I absolutely will. And if you want to find out more about these beautiful ladies or anything that we're doing on In Demand, go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/InDemandTV Malta. Check it out, like us if you're there, why not? And find out what we've got going on next week as well.
That's it for us this evening. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.